What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in today, coming back to my channel to watch, and I just hope everybody's having a great day on this celebration of love and all of that hoopla. So as you can tell by the title, in honor of Valentine's Day, I will be sharing with you all my worst date ever.
Baby girl, roll down your window. I love to see your hair float when the wind blow. Even if the money been slow, hey, to you it don't matter, cause you're still gonna ride with me. You're still gonna ride with me. I say you're still gonna ride with me. I know you're still gonna ride with me. Hey.
So, why on Valentine's Day, you ask, would I share such a story? You know, when it's supposed to be a day of love, of celebration of love. Well, because on that fateful night, you guessed it, it was on Valentine's Day. Which already is like strike one, right? Like, you would think on Valentine's Day, this would be like the date of all dates, if anything. But nah, it was so far from that, y'all. It's not even funny. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it because it's got a lot of moving parts and this may take a while. So, buckle up because I cannot make this up. This really happened as I'm describing it, and it's a doozy. So, a little bit of background. So this dude that I went out with on Valentine's Day, he was this guy who I had known for like a year and a half to 2 years prior to us going on this date. He was somebody who was really persistent, but not in like a good, like flattering type way. He was more of like a creep kind of. Like, I mean, we were the same age. He wasn't like older than me or anything crazy, but he's just one of those guys who, you know, if you post something online, like on Snapchat or something, like this is the dude that's always gonna respond. He's always gonna say something, even if it's not even a picture of me. It could be a meme. It could be a picture of my big toe, and he's gonna say something. Like, he's gonna look at it. He's gonna be one of the first ones to look at it, and he's gonna comment and say something. So he's one of those guys. He gave me kind of creeper vibes. We had hung out one time prior to this Valentine's Day debacle, and he had given me creeper vibes even then. Like, I had seen him like out and about with like at other social events. Like, he would be there with his people, I would be there with my people, and we would just say, hey, how are you, you know, whatever. But actually hanging out one-on-one, we had hung out one time prior, and then this disastrous time. By the way, this is my little attempt at a Valentine's Day look as far as like makeup. There's a closer look at my eyes there. But yeah, this is my attempt, so be nice. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to see a video on it, I can do that too. But yeah, this is my amateur attempt at some Valentine's Day makeup. So let me know what you all think in the comments. And yeah, be nice. So anyway, let's get back to the story. So that's who the guy was. Kind of a creep. He would ask to take me out and ask to hang out all the time, and I would blow him off and just say, you know, no, I ain't got no babysitter, I gotta work tomorrow, yada yada yada. I always giving him excuses, and I feel like any normal person would have taken a hint because my excuses weren't even always that good. Like, especially after a while, I'm just like, nah, I'm not getting out the house tonight. Like, nah, or just leaving him all red. Like, so I feel like that as well was just kind of weird vibes. So anyway, so prior to Valentine's Day, about 2 months before, he was really like hitting hard, like, you playing, I want to hang out. Sorry about that, my freaking camera always does this. Sorry. Thank you for staying tuned though. Anyway, so as I was saying, so like 2 months prior to Valentine's Day, he was really hitting it hard, like, you playing, I really want to hang out with you, let's do something. He had asked me at some point during a conversation, like, do I have a Valentine? And I had told him no, because I'm like, I really don't celebrate Valentine's Day, so nah, I ain't got no Valentine. I really don't care about stuff, because I really don't. Holidays for me are like just another day. Like, I really don't care. But anyway, so he brought that back up. and was like, you don't have a Valentine, I don't have a Valentine, let's just do something, you know, I want to take you out, I want to show you a good time on my dime, I just want to show you off, you know, whatever, all this jazz he's talking about. And it was going to be a typical, you know, me blowing him off type situation. But I did end up getting kid free, so I only had my daughter at the time, and a relative had ended up asking to keep her because Valentine's Day fell on like a Friday or Saturday that year. So it just kind of worked out. I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna be doing nothing anyway, just chilling at home, watching The Office, probably, you know, just being kid free. So who am I to turn down a free meal? Not the one, that too, because your girl can eat, clearly. But anyway, so I was like, I'm not gonna turn down a free meal. I guess I'll go ahead, you know, whatever. So I went ahead and told him, yeah, we can do something. So he's like, bet, you know, I'm excited, whatever. What do you want to do? And I'm just like, I don't care, you know, we can do whatever. Let's go eat. You know, I threw that in there. Like, we can go eat, and then we can do, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever you have planned. I really don't care. So he's like, bet, and he says, dress up. His request, mind you, just keep that in mind, his request for me to dress up. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking we're going to go somewhere nice, you know, some nice restaurant. And, boy, was I in for one, because, yeah. Anyway, okay, so Valentine's Day comes, and you know those dudes who, like, have that one outfit that they wear like all the time, like that they just think they look so good in or something. Like, I mean, they must, because they like always post in the same outfit, and it's like a matchy outfit that maybe goes good with some nice shoes or something. And it's a nice outfit. It's not like it's an ugly outfit or it's like they look bad in it, but it's just like, for one, this ain't nothing special, and for two, you wear it all the time. Like, always on his Snapchat in this outfit. Anytime he goes out, he's in this outfit. Like, anytime I've seen him at social events, he was in this outfit. Like, bro, like, I don't know. It was like a name brand outfit, so maybe this is the only name brand outfit that he has. So, whatever. But you guessed it, he shows up in the outfit. So that's already strike number one right there off the bat. And it's not really a deal breaker for me at this point, because it's like, it's just a little like, oh, he wore the outfit. You know, it's just funny at the time. So it was, even though it was strike number one, it wasn't a deal breaker for me to miss out on my free meal, because I'm just like, I don't know, maybe you just don't know what dressed up means, because I was clearly overdressed. I wore a nice dress. I did my hair, my makeup. I'm wearing heels, which I never do. So I was a little like irritated at that, but I was just like, you know, whatever. Clearly he don't know what dressed up means. He don't know how to dress up, and this is his favorite outfit. So it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So I wasn't really judging. And I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. Strike one. Okay, fast forward, we're in the car, you know, we're going to our destination, whatever, going out to eat. And y'all, tell me why this dude pulls up at IHOP. International House of Pancakes, IHOP. Now, in my mind originally, I'm like, this just couldn't be where we're eating. So I'm just like, he must be picking up some food for somebody, or maybe he's getting a snack before we go to the restaurant, because they do be taking forever and he ain't ate all day or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of any logical explanation, because I know this ain't where we're eating. So he parks the car, turns it off, you know. So it's not like he's about to run in and come back out. He turns it off. And I'm just like, what are we doing? And he's like, let's go eat. I'm like, you're kidding, right? And he's like, no, you don't like IHOP? And I'm like, I'm just low-key like speechless at the same time as you got me jacked up. So I'm in between speechless and you got me jacked up. And I'm just like, why would you ask me to dress up to go to IHOP? And he's like, cause I wanted to take you out. I want to show you off. But at IHOP though, at IHOP on Valentine's Day. Strike number 2. Okay, so once I'm, there and asking him all these questions, like low-key catching an attitude with him, because I'm just like, why would you ask me to dress up to come to IHOP? Why would you even ask me on a date to go to IHOP? Like, not that I'm just some high sedity, but IHOP is not a date. Like, people wear their pajamas to IHOP. Like, this is not a date spot, like, whatsoever. Like, you got me jacked up. And I'm dressed up, so I'm going to be looking crazy, like. Anyway, but we're already there. The IHOP is way far away from my house, so I'm like, ooh, let's get in here and get this free meal so I can go home. So I'm like, we're here. Let's do it. So we go inside IHOP. So yeah, of course, strike number 2. We go inside IHOP. Of course, it's pretty much dead. There's nobody there but like old people, because all the young people are out. It's still like 8, 9 o'clock. So they're getting ready to go out, or they're out. And we're at freaking IHOP. I'm way overdressed, of course. And there's not very many people working, whatever. So I low-key have an attitude with him. As soon as we sit down, I instantly get on my phone. And I'm really not the type to be on my phone, on a date, or, really when I go out to eat with anyone, period. It don't even have to be a date, because I'm usually really talkative, and I'm, trying to find a game to play while we, wait for our food, or wait for somebody to come wait on us, or whatever. But nah, I wanted it to be known that I had an attitude. So I was just straight on my phone, not really talking to him. I wasn't being blatantly rude to him, but I just wanted it to be known that you got me jacked up. This ain't cool. You're weird. Give me my food so I can go home. So I was saying all that in my body language. So not verbally yet. Okay, so we get to eating, we get our food, we get to eating, whatever. And we talk a little bit, I'm kind of easing up. I'm like, whatever, I'm here, I'm getting my food's here. So, I'm already in a better mood seeing food in front of my face. So we're talking a little bit, and I'm just like, so then the waitress comes, and she's like, are you guys ready? We had already ate, and I'm like, yeah, we're ready. And he says, yeah, we're ready. And she's like, okay, I'll be back with your ticket. So she comes back with the ticket, and she gets it to him. He looks at it, and then he slides it over to my side of the table, which wasn't really a big deal, but just the way he did it already seemed kind of odd, because he got it, he looked at it, and he slid it just like this, and then tried to look away and talk. He didn't just do that. So I thought that was kind of weird, but again, I didn't think too much of it in that moment. I thought maybe he wanted me to look at it. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe it's super expensive. Maybe it's super cheap. I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, he wants me to look at it for some reason. So I pick it up and look at it, and it's $30. And because I did order whatever I wanted, I was mad that we was at IHOP. So I'm like, I'm getting whatever I want. I'm ordering the home menu, even if I don't finish stuff, because you got me jacked up. So I might as well get my money's worth, as if we had gone out to a nice restaurant, and IHOP isn't that expensive. So I ordered a couple meals, whatever. But yeah, so it came to $30, which still isn't nothing. I mean, if you plan on taking a girl out and you're like, I want to show you off and show you a good time, you would think you at least have $30 to do that with. So anyway, I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad, and put it back in the middle of the table, but more on his side. And then he doesn't say anything, we get back to talking, whatever. So the lady comes back, the waitress comes back, and she doesn't see any money on the ticket. She don't see no card. So she's like, are you guys ready? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And it's awkward silence for a little bit. And he's like, no. And she's just looking at him. And then he looks at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and it's starting to click so I'm looking at him, and I'm like, go ahead. Go, pull out your wallet. I'm waiting. We're waiting. And then he's 10 seconds of awkwardness. She's like, it's okay. I'll be back. Because she catches the vibe that clearly we got some talking to do, and, it's some weirdness going on, which we definitely did. We had some more things to discuss. So when she leaves, I'm like, are you going to pay for the food? And he Literally, this is what he does. He goes, "Ah, I ain't even got my wallet." What? And it wasn't even like, it was like authentic. Like, oh yeah, let me pay. Let me get my wallet. Hold on, it's not over there. Hold on, it's, oh my gosh, bro, like I forgot my wallet. Nope. Literally, he said, "Oh, I ain't even got my wallet." Okay, at this point, you really got me jacked up because not only did you beg to take me out, we're at IHOP. I'm overdressed because you asked me to dress up. And now you want me to pay for this meal that you begged me to come to? Oh, you've got me jacked up. So I start going off. I'm like, why would you forget your wallet? Why would you not bring your wallet? You would think if you're leaving the house, like keys, phone, wallet, my dude, like that's in your top 3 of before you go out. You know you're taking a girl out, like that's in your top 3, really top 2, maybe number 1, like keys, phone, wallet. Like that's like, now I feel like you playing me at this point because I don't know if this is payback for me leaving you on red so many times, but you got me jacked up because I'm not the one. I will fight you right in this IHOP. You better be glad I have heels on. So I'm just like, all this is going through my mind. And I actually say, you know, why would you forget your wallet if you know you're going to take me out? Like, that should have been something that you definitely were sure that you had. Like, you had the whole drive. And he lives kind of close to the IHOP, which is far from my house. So you had the whole drive to my house. Then from my house, the whole drive to IHOP. And in your mind, you know you're about to spend some money. I mean, we're going to eat. You're coming to pick me up. At what point did you not think, like, I don't remember grabbing my wallet? Or, I don't know, double checking that you had it? Like, I have no words. I have no words. I can't make this up. So, in the midst of me asking him questions, like going off on him, and at this point, he knows I have attitude and I'm making it known. Like, I'm being rude because you got me jacked up. You drug me out the house when I could be at home right now, season 4 deep in the office, binge watching it, having the time of my life. But instead, I'm here with you at IHOP, overdressed and having to pay for this meal. Like, I'm too through at this point. But it gets worse. There's more. So, when I'm going off on him, whatever, he's like, I'm not saying you gotta pay for it. And I'm like, who? In my mind, I'm thinking like, who's gonna pay for it? What do you mean then? Well, like, what? Am I in the Twilight Zone right now? What? So I'm just like, he's like, we're right by the door. Because they did put us in a booth that was like really close to the door. There's only like 2 people working because it's freaking Valentine's Day. And like the restaurant is pretty much dead. Like I said, there's only like a few other couples, and they're like old people and whatever. So this dude, he gonna say, we're right by the door. Let's just go. Let's just go? So are you suggesting that we dine and dash, my dude? Like what? That's what you do? You dine and dash? Oh my gosh. I can't. Why? I'm regretting every decision I've made up until this point. At this point. Like, now I'm just so disgusted. Like, everything you say and me just looking at your face, like, I'm just disgusted. Like, you want to suggest that we dine and dash? And this is supposed to be you showing me a good time. This is a good time? You think this is a good time, I do? At IHOP. Overdressed. And now you want me to dine and dash? Like, nah. I'm not even about that life on a regular, but I really could just punch you at this point, is what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, I'm looking at him like, what? I'm not finna dine and dash. Like, I wish I would have drove, because I sure would have just left him there to deal with it. They would have made him wash dishes, whatever he had to do, and I would have just bounced out. But we rode together, unfortunately. So I'm not finna dine and dash. I'm not a thief. I don't steal. I have money. I brought my purse, of course. So I went ahead and paid for it. But of course, I'm just seething with rage at this point because I'm feeling like you're low-key playing me and you high key got me jacked up. So I pay for the meal. Then we leave, and I instantly, of course, get on my phone. That's pretty much my way. You know how we do, girls. It's our way of showing, like, don't talk to me. I'm done with you. Like, I cannot wait to get home and never talk to you again. Like, I cannot wait. So I'm literally instantly on my phone, you know, put my seatbelt on, get on my phone, looking down the entire time. I'm not even looking up because I don't even want to invite you into a conversation and make you think you can speak to me at this point. But of course, he's trying to talk to me. He's like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like, at this point, I'm thinking the dude, he must just be slow. Like, you're either on drugs or you're just slow. So I'm gonna just chalk it up as you're slow because you don't seem like you're on drugs. You seem like you're pretty here, but you're also like not. So I don't know. I'm just like, this dude is slow. So I'm literally being completely rude at this point, as I have every right to be, I feel like. And I'm just like, stop talking to me. Like, I need to go home. Like, you need to take me home. He's like, oh, for real? You're already ready to go home? I'm like, yes, I'm ready to go home. What? Whatever you had planned, canceled. You're canceled. Like, you're can't, like, this is done. This is done and over with. I haven't even started with you, but I'm done with you. So I'm still not looking up for my phone, whatever. And then, so it's a pretty silent car ride. And then, as we're kind of coming up to pass his apartment, because we passed his apartment on the way back to my house, because we had to pass it to get on the highway and then to head back to my house, which is on the other side of town. So I guess as we're approaching it, which I didn't see at the time because of course I'm on my phone, it's quiet, and then all of a sudden he goes, I think that's a cop behind me. And so of course my head perks up and I'm like, cop? And I kind of look, you know, without being obvious and looking around. I'm just kind of looking in my mirrors, and I'm like, and before I could even do that, when I prop my head up, mind you, it's dark outside. Like, it's not evening, it's night. And he's driving with the lights off. I'm like, why are you driving with the lights off? And he's like, oh, shoot. Flips them on. And of course, as soon as he flips them, bloop, bloop, we're getting pulled over. So I'm just like, you have to be kidding me at this point. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is the worst night of my life. So all of this has happened, and now we're getting pulled over. I'm like, why would you have drove with the lights off? He was like, I didn't even realize. So that's really why I'm like, this dude is on drugs, or he is just really slow. Like, I didn't even realize, like, he had given me weird vibes before, and like, he lacks a little common sense. But at this point, how are you surviving on your own? Like, how are you're driving with the lights off and you didn't notice, and you're looking at the road the whole time because you're not looking at me because I'm looking at my phone. Like, we're not even speaking. Like, there's no music playing, nothing. So anyway, we get pulled over. Since we're like passing his apartment as we're getting pulled over, he just turns into the entrance of his apartment. And there's no lights or anything there, but he just pulls in to get off the road, I guess. And soon as we're like pulling over, because we have to go just a little bit of ways and then go inside of it, then he wants to get all the way in, whatever. In these few seconds, minutes of us pulling over, he starts to unleash all this information that I had no knowledge of prior. Namely that he's been to prison. He went to prison for like 2 years or something like this, which, mind you, this has never come up in the time that we've known each other. I know quite a bit about him. He knows, you know, a fair amount about me. Like, we talk. It's been 2 years. You know, we're not strangers. But this has never come up until this moment. So he proceeds to tell me that he's gone to prison. He went for like 2 years for like a burglary or something. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, my mind is blown. I'm speechless at this point because he's unveiling all this on me, as well as on his phone, like hurrying up, trying to hurry up and call somebody, as well as pulling over. He's like, I went to prison, and then he got in trouble in between that time as well. And I can't remember what for, but he had gotten in trouble in between his prison stint or whatever, and then in between that and now, he had gotten in trouble one more time. So he was like, this is a third strike for me. The judge told me if I have any more police contact whatsoever, even for like a traffic stop, that I'm gonna go back and do a year in jail. I can't go back to jail. And I'm just like, what? Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't go back to jail? So my heart's kind of racing, like, what is this dude about to do? Is he about to try to take off? Is he about to try, like, are we going to be in some high-speed chase? But he is pulling over at the same time, so I'm just like, you're telling me this because, what, like, you're finna go to jail, or like, what? But before I can even ask a question, as I'm trying to process this in these few seconds that we're pulling over, he's on the phone, like I said, and he calls up his friend or cousin or somebody, and he's like, bro, I'm getting pulled over. I can't go back to jail. I can't have no police contact, or I'm going to do a year. I can't go back to jail, whatever. So I need you to come. And he says, like, 2 streets over. He's like, I want you to come to whatever street that was like 2 streets over, and park the car, leave the engine running. I'm going to take off, and I'll meet you there, and then we can just take off. I'm like, you're going to take off? Like, I said that. Like, what are you talking about? And he's on the phone with him while still trying to talk to me. And he's like, I can't go back to jail. Like, you don't understand. And then he's like, yeah, bro. So hurry up, because I'm getting pulled over right now. I'm just going to run. And then, you can pick me up or whatever. I'll meet you on this street, whatever. And I'm just like, you're not finna run. Like, you're not about to do that. So I'm freaking out. I'm trying to keep this dude calm. I'm trying to talk him out of running. Like, this is the worst night of my life. Like, what is happening? What is happening? So in the midst of him talking to his cousin and all this, we're pulled over, and of course, knock, knock, knock on the window. Here comes the police officer. So he's like, hold on, bro, whatever. He still got his friend or cousin on the phone, but he just tells him to hold on. And rolls down his window, and then the cop is like, you know why I pulled you over? And he's like, yeah, I was riding with the lights off. I'm so sorry. And I chime in just to make sure we're being, like, overly nice, because, as y'all know, cops really aren't the nicest people. I'll just say that. They aren't the nicest people to deal with. I mean, yeah, so I'm just trying to be overly nice and cooperative. And I'm like, yeah, officer, sorry about that. We were listening to music and talking, we didn't realize that the lights were off. We just came from down the street, so we didn't ride that far, whatever. And he's like, it's okay. Give me your license, registration, whatever they asked for. I don't know. I can't remember. He's like, I don't have my wallet, so I don't have my ID on me. And so the cop's like, okay, well, what's your name? Tell me why this dude gives him a fake name. And I'm just sitting there, like, in my mind, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and it just caught me off guard because, mind you, I know this dude, so I know his real name. He gave a fake first and last name, and the cop writes it down or whatever, and he asks for my ID too. I give him my ID, whatever, no big deal. He goes back to his car. Dude gets back on the phone with his cousin, brother, son, I don't know. He gets back on the phone with him and is telling him, where you at? Okay, telling him where to park and where to sit. Make sure you turn your lights off and all this. And as soon as I go, we're going to dip out. You can take me to my mama's house. Whatever. They're just making these master plans. And, of course, the cousin's on board. The cousin's like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm on my way, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you're not finna leave me here. Now, around this time, this is when all the, it's not new now because we hear about this so much and we're kind of desensitized to it, which is really sad. But at the time, this is when it was newly a thing that cops were really wilding at this point. People were getting shot and killed in routine traffic stops. Somebody reaching for their wallet or reaching to just take their seatbelt off, and they're getting shot and killed by the police. So I'm already shook, these cops are wilding. I don't know what's going to happen. You are not about to take off running, because if you do, he could start shooting. I don't know. And I'm going to be caught in the crossfire. I got a kid at home. Nah, I can't. You're getting me involved at this point. Don't do it. He's like, you don't understand. I can't go back to jail. And I'm like, bro, if you run, I promise you, which I had already made up in my mind, I'm so done with this dude. It's not even funny. But I'm like, if you run, I promise you, don't ever talk to me again. Don't ever call me. I'm so done with you. If you're going to leave me here and take off running. And he's like, for real, don't be like that. And you're not going to still talk to me and da-da-da-da. No, I'm not. Which I already am not Anyway, but at this point, I'm just trying to talk him down. Like, this is a hostage situation. Like, what have I gotten myself into? I just wanted a free meal, and now I'm freaking talking this dude down, not to run from the police. So, in the midst of all this back and forth, here comes the cop. I'm like, okay, here comes the cop. And he's freaking out again. He's like, okay. And he rolls down the window. And the cop is like, I don't remember what he said exactly, but something along the lines of, I need to know your real name. So he knows that this dude is giving him a fake name. And while he's like lecturing him, the dude's just staring at the steering wheel like in a daze. And the cop is like, I want to help you, but if you're lying to me, I can't help you. And I need to know, if I don't know who you are, then blah, 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 blah. The whole cop spiel of why you shouldn't lie to the police. And so I'm just looking at him like, this is why you shouldn't lie to the police. Like, you're making it so much worse on yourself. Like, bro, why would you do that? And so he's like, okay, my name is whatever. And he gives him his real name at this point. And the cop is like, do you have any form of ID that you can prove that with or whatever? So he ends up in his little like middle compartment. There's like a school ID, a high school ID or whatever. And he pulls that out. And we're not in high school at this time, by the way, but I guess he just had it in his car, like an old one. And it has his picture and his name on it. And he gives that to the cop. And the cop writes it down and gives it back to him, And he's like, why did you give me a fake name? Like, the cop says this to him. And he's like, I'm sorry. I was just nervous. I have a suspended license. And, I know I'm not supposed to be driving. And I just didn't want to get in trouble. And the cop's actually being pretty nice for a cop. Like, especially for a cop that's just realized he's been lied to. Like, cops on their own are already, like, not the nicest people. And then if they know they've been lied to, they really be trying to act, like you just betrayed God or something. I don't know. They really be in their feelings. So he was actually still being a really nice guy, given the circumstances, given the fact that he's a cop as well. So he's like, I understand that. If you just be honest with me, I can work with you. But if you're not going to be honest with me, then there's nothing I can do to help you, whatever the things that cops say. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. So he's like, sit tight. Goes back to his car. And as he's walking back to his car, another cop car pulls up. And so he's like, he starts panicking. He's like, dude, I'm about to go to jail. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you're about to go to jail. But I'm just trying to keep calm, talk him down so he doesn't do anything rash and get us both shots. So I'm like, you don't know that, he could still let us go. You never know. And I'm just like, if you, so while he's talking to the dude, his cousin, friend, brother, whatever, is like, I'm at the spot, like, I'm ready. And so he's like, okay, bet. Like, give me a couple minutes so I can find the right opportunity, and then I'm going to take off and I'll meet you there. So just stay there, leave the engine running. Hangs up with his friend, and he takes his seatbelt off. And he has one hand on the door, and he's looking back, like looking for the right opportunity for them two to be talking or something, and for him to take off running. I grab his arm, like the arm closest to me. I grab it, and I'm holding it tight. And I'm like, you're not about to take off running. I promise you, you're not. And he's saying the same thing. You don't understand. I'm going to go back to jail. Like, this judge, she's not very nice. And which, what judges? But anyway, I was like, so I just had to be rational with him. I'm like, if you run, first of all, you're going to get caught. But even if on the off chance you don't get caught and we don't get shot, you eventually will. Like, there's going to be a warrant out for your arrest. And imagine when you do get caught, they're not finna work with you. Like, if you take off running and you get caught right now in the same yard or trying to hop the fence, they're definitely taking you to jail. Like, you have no chance. They're definitely going to take you to jail. Whereas right now, you at least have a chance. And then even if you do, if they take you to jail, if you go before a judge and explain what's going on, you still, once again, have a chance of them understanding of, it's Valentine's Day. Like, I just wanted to take my friend out and, we were just having a good time. She couldn't drive, whatever. Just try to explain it away. Versus if you run and get caught, do you really think the judge is going to want to hear you out at that point? Like, no. Like, you're not helping yourself. Like, this is just not a good idea. This is not smart. Like, don't do this. And he's, I'm talking him down. He's like, let go of the handle. And he's like, I know, but I really can't go back to jail. And I'm like, just wait. Like, you, right now, in this moment, you at least have a chance that you could possibly not go to jail. If you run, it's over. You're definitely going to jail when and if you get caught. And then once you see a judge, they might give you even more than a year because you ran. Like, don't do that. So in the midst of me talking him down, cop comes back. I didn't even see him coming at this point because I'm just in a panic. Like, this is about to run. I'm about to get shot at. Like, what am I going to do at this point? They're going to try to hold me and see what I know. I'm going to have to duck down, make sure I ain't get shot. You know, I don't know. My mind's just racing, but I'm trying to stay calm on the outside to, like, diffuse the situation. Anyway, so cop comes back and he's like, I understand your situation. I appreciate you, being honest with me. Once I asked you, for your real name, and I get that it's Valentine's Day, but you shouldn't be driving. So I'm gonna follow you guys. I see that you're, I guess when he looked him up, his address is in the system or something, and he saw that his address was in that apartment complex. So he's like, I see that your address is here, nearby, like 1 minute away, whatever. So I'm gonna follow you guys home to your house, and then you guys can't leave anymore for the night. You guys have to stay put, and I'm gonna make sure you guys stay put. So I'm just like, thank you, God, thank you. And we're both saying thank you so much, officer. We appreciate it. Sorry again about that, but we appreciate it. We are gonna stay put, whatever. And his after he says thank you to the cop, whatever, we roll up our window, I punch him in his arm, and I'm like, see, if you would have ran, you would have ruined everything. Like, you definitely would have went to jail. You definitely would have did at least a year, probably more. Like, that was just stupid. Like, so I'm just right back picking up where I left off, leaving the IHOP. I'm back mad. Like, I'm even more mad now that I had to talk you down. Like, this is supposed to be a date. There's just so many things. I don't even know what strike we're on at this point. Strike 11. Like, this is just the worst day of my life, the worst date of my life, most definitely. You're my good luck charm. I'm so glad you were here, because I just know if you weren't here, I would be going to jail right now. And, I'm glad that you came out with me tonight. And I'm like, I don't want to hear none of that. Like, dude, take me home. And I'm literally saying this at this point. I'm not being shy about it. I'm not trying to be nice. I'm like, I just need to go home. You need to take me home. And of course the cop is following us, so he's like, I'll take you home later, whatever. And so I have to go up in his apartment. I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to text people and call people to come get me. At this point, it's like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock, something like that. So everybody's either out and about, or they're drinking, they're back at home, like they're enjoying their night. It's Valentine's Day. And so nobody's really replying or is able to like come get me. So I'm just sitting there mad. I immediately sit, when I go in his apartment, I sit in one of the chairs at like his dining area, and I'm just on my phone like trying to find rides and all this, whatever. And he sits on the couch and he gonna have the nerve to say, why you way over there? Why don't you come sit by me? You mad? Why you mad? And I don't even have words at this point. I just look up from my phone like, and get back on my phone, because I don't even have words at this point. Like, you're really slow if you don't know why I'm mad. And you're really, really slow if you think I'm about to engage in conversation with you. Like, you've got me so jacked up, bro. I'm never talking to you again. You have no idea. I'm so excited to get home and to never talk to you ever again. I promise you, I just can't wait. I can't wait. So nobody's able to get me home, whatever. So we wait like 45 minutes to an hour just to make sure the cop is gone, has left the area. Because he did say too, he's like, don't leave. If you guys leave again and you get pulled over, or I see you guys, you're definitely going to jail. So after like 45 minutes to an hour, which is just the most awkwardest, silentest, I'm just so mad the whole time. And he's like, I'm like, okay, you need to take me home. And he's like, you heard what the cop said? Like, I can't, or I'm going to get pulled over again and I'm going to go to jail. I'm like, I don't care about any of that. At this point, I want to go home. And he's like, you don't want to just stay the night? I can take you tomorrow. I don't want to what? I don't even want to stay in this room with you for another second. Like, dude, take me home. I'm not even playing with you. Take me home. So he's like, all right, whatever. He takes me home, and before he can even stop the car good, before he can say any kind of goodbye, I hurry up and unbuckle my seatbelt, get out, and slam the door behind me. And that slammed the door on him as well. Like, this has been the night of my life. This has been just the craziest. Y'all, I cannot make this up. I was just so through at this point, like, and of course he wants to try to text me throughout that night and tries to call me, and he sent me something like, sorry about how I acted with the cops, like not even acknowledging everything prior, like the fact that you showed up in your community outfit that everybody in the whole city has seen you in, the fact that you asked me to dress up and you're not dressed up at all, you take me to IHOP, I pay for the meal, we get pulled over, you tell me all this stuff I never knew about you, like I have to talk you out of a hostage situation, you're trying to leave me. I just have no words. So I read like the first two sentences and I'm done. I'm not gonna read this. Don't call me, don't text me, you're blocked, you're done. And yeah, I've never talked to him again. And that was the end of a crazy, crazy night. And of course, my worst date ever. And probably the worst date in history, because that was just the craziest. It was just one thing right after another that I just was so mind blown about. Like, whew. So yeah. And all of this happened on Valentine's Day. So yeah, y'all, that was my worst date ever. Like I said, I could not make any of that up. Y'all know who I'm talking about, those of you who know me, and yeah, that's how it went down and why I've never talked to him ever again. Like, he had me so jacked up. He still got me jacked up, and this happened years ago. But if I seen him today, he still got me jacked up for that night. Like, no. Whew. But anyway, like I told y'all, it would be a doozy. So that's my worst day ever. Sorry this video was so long. But like I said, there was a lot to it, a lot of moving parts. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching all the way through. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Leave a comment, y'all, on what y'all's worst day ever is. I want to hear it. What y'all think about this date. Like, should I have punched him? Should I have, like, what? Leave your thoughts, your comments. Make sure you hit that bell notification too, so you guys know every time I upload. I'm going to be more consistent. I say that every time. But I am going to try to be more consistent with my videos and give you guys different content and stuff. I still am on my makeup journey, so let me know what you guys think about this look. If you want me to do it on camera. And yeah, thank you guys again. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Nothing like the one I had back then. I hope it's a great day for you all. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.